I want to relay my understanding for the passion that the sponsor has for this bill. There's nothing more important than protecting our children. It's our most valuable asset. And it's a tragedy when any life is lost due to gun violence. It's a tragedy when any parent loses a child. I know that experience, not from gun violence, but it's just a parent's worst nightmare, and we need to do everything we can to make sure this doesn't happen. Before I ran for the Assembly, I was a school board member and a school board president of a small little rural school in southern Madison County, Brookfield Central. And we have about 230 young people in that district, and we as school board members who live in that district are passionate about making sure that our children are educated well and first and foremost are protected. Now, Brookfield's in a southern part of Madison County. The old joke is, where the heck is Brookfield? Because we're so far from everywhere. Route 20 is probably 20 or 25 minutes away. Route 8, which is a major thoroughfare, is very far away. Route 12. So we are far logistically from any source of law enforcement and protection. We're 35 minutes from the local state trooper barracks. We're at least a half hour or more from the local sheriffs and their ability to protect us. So if something does in fact occur in our small town, essentially we have no protection. And to be able to eliminate any possibility for those people in our school that know their children, love their children, and many of those teachers, as a matter of fact, and staff, I've hunted with and are very well aware of how to handle a gun safely. And essentially what we're doing is we're saying that you have shown responsibility time and time again to be able to have a firearm. You obviously truly love the children of our community and of our school, but we're telling them, no, you can't protect those children. Now, as a school board member, we always used to roll our eyes when another mandate came down from the state. It either cost us money or took some kind of control away from us on a local level. This essentially does that. These men and women who serve on these school boards know their areas, know their districts, know the people that live there, a lot of times live right next door to them or even have children, as I did, in that district. And to be able or to have to take that protection away from them, to be able to look out over their community to make sure they're safe and their children are safe, I think is just doing a disservice. Now, there's 35 towns in my district, and many of them are rural. Many of them fit the same bill as my school district, quite a ways away from any kind of law enforcement or protection. And also, given the fact that most of these schools have tight budget, matter of fact, my school district, Brookfield Central, was cut in this year's budget. That gives us even less money to work with and less money to do what our first and foremost task is to educate our children as well as we can. So they might not necessarily have those funds to hire a school resource officer. Now in Madison County, which is my home county, the County Board of Supervisors did put money forward this year that would pay for 50% of the school resource costs for schools. And some schools have come forward and have taken advantage of that, but there are other schools who just simply don't have the money. So not being able to hire a school resource officer, not being able to utilize what are very competent teachers and or staff to be able to protect our children, again, I feel is leaving them sitting ducks. These are gun-free zones. These are areas that don't have an opportunity when they need it to be able to protect their children. And I'll be voting against this today. And again, I appreciate the passion that every single person has in this room for their children, as I do. And I think that in order to be able to truly protect our children in rural districts, we need to be able to give our local school boards and our local administrators at least the choice. They've proven their responsibility in being able to do their jobs. I think that they would be able to look at this issue and be able to make a decision on a local level about whether or not they want to protect our children. But again, I thank you for your sponsorship, and I appreciate your passion.